What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, and we are back with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to get a harder hitting kick drum sound by using compression. Now, why would you use compression for your kick drums? Compression is just a good VST effect to use to really add some presence, to add some punch, to add some consistency to your sounds, and it can be used on almost every sound, pretty much any sound, like from kick, snares, hi-hats, the vocals, the pads, the synths, whatever you want to use. Compression is a good VST that you can always find some use for, whether if it's just to control the sound or to color and shape the sound. So I'm gonna play this little loop real quick and then we'll add some compression to these kick drums to give them a little punchier. As you hear, it's a pretty standard loop. It's nothing spectacular. It's just what it is. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But as you hear, the kick drum it's a pretty good sample. It's a pretty good sample. It's not bad, but it's not completely good, you know, but it's not, you know, you just want to have a good sample to start with. As long as you have a good sample to start with, whether you record your own kick drums or if you're using some sample from a kick drum, a drum kit or whatever, you want to make sure it's a good one because you can't polish a turd. If it's a bad sound to begin with, you're going to get a bad sound at the end no matter how much tweaking you get. So remember that what you get from the beginning is what you're going to get in the end. You get a good sound or a decent sound to begin with, you can most likely get a better sound in the end. So you start off with something crappy, it's going to be crappy, point blank period. But anyway, we're going to add a compressor to it. But before I start, I'm going to be using the virtual mix console rack because these are vintage style compressors, but it doesn't matter what kind of compressor you use. You can use this right here. You can use this Fab Filter Pro C if you want to, or whatever, or the FL Studio. You know, you can use the, you know, the fruity compressor right here if it's going to show up. But when we can use that little crap, it's not crap, but you know, you use the fruity compressor. You can use the limiter because it has a compression mode in it too. It doesn't matter. The main thing you want to focus on, as long as the compressor has, let me go to it, as long as it has threshold, ratio, attack and release, and makeup, you are good to go. So I'm gonna be using these. I'm gonna be using both of these to show you how to do the techniques because I'm gonna show you some pretty cool techniques with both of these. But we're gonna start off with this one right here, the FGN. I like this compressor, and I like using vintage model compressor because you have to listen to your sound. That's the main thing. That's what I love about it. You have to listen to your sound. You don't have no visual aids except this little needle going back and forth. Because this is how they used to do it back in the old days when consoles and everything, they had to listen to their sound. And, you know, nowadays we're so caught up with using our eyes. And that is a bad thing because your eyes will play tricks on you. Have you ever heard of optical illusions? Yeah, they're bad. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dial in some compression. So first I want to set my ratio. That's the main thing. Now, when it comes to kick drums, you want to set it between 3:1 to 5:1. It just depends on whether you can go higher, but I like to go 3:1 to 5:1. I find out that is the sweet spot with compression. It usually sounds good on most kick drum sounds. Now, different sounds have different ratios, but 3:1 and 5:1 are the two best for kick drums. Next, I want to set my attack and release slow, and then I want to dial in some compression. So let's go ahead and squash the hell out of it first. Now, why am I squashing it? Because I want to be able to hear the compressor, in motion, hear what it's actually doing to my sound. So when I'm adjusting my parameters, I can hear what it's doing. So next, we're going to set the attack first. Now, when it comes to the attack, you want the attack to clamp down on the sound instantly. You want just go ahead and hit that initial transient. So usually we're going to set a fast attack. So we're going to set a fast attack. Now, like I said, it depends on what kind of, compressor you're using. Some are done by milliseconds. This one's done by numbers. So, but obviously the lower the number, the faster the compressor is activating. And, the slower the number, the slower it's activating. So just set it based off listening. Like I said, use your ears, hear what sounds good, and you'll go from there. So just get a nice little bass sound. So let's listen to it. So I'm gonna set the one because I'm set the one, because that's why I like it. You can set the 1 milliseconds or whatever, but just set it pretty slow as you can hear that compressor. Like if I change it from slow to fast, you can really hear how the compressor is clamping down and how fast it's clamping down other transients. gonna set it to 2. All right, next we're gonna set the ratio. Now the ratio, we want to set it to where we start hearing some distortion, and we want to back it off. So we want to set it to where we hear some distortion, back it off, and then, you know, that's where it's gonna be the nice spot. So I'm gonna set mine to about 3. Like I said, just set the ratio, bring it down till you start hearing it distort. Once you hear it start distorting, because you'll obviously hear it when it starts distorting, then you want to bring it back. And like I said, it don't matter what kind of compressor you're using. I'm just using this one because, like I said, you actually are hearing the sound. You're not, you know, using your eyes. You actually be able to hear it. And next, I want to bring the threshold down to I'm getting about no more than 5 dB compression. Once you go more than that, you're starting to get into some heavy compression. We don't want that just yet. So we're just going to back it up to I'm getting about 5 dB on the needle. Okay, since we're compressing it 5 dB, we want to bring the makeup gain to about 5 dB, maybe 4.5, you know, yeah. And already you can hear that crunch, that punch, that knock. And I'm gonna A-B it so you can hear the difference between without the compressor and with the compressor. As you see, it has a lot more punch to it. It's more up front. It's just in your face. It's a simple technique. It's very simple. I just set my compressor and I already have a more harder hitting, punchier sound as is. Now let's bring it in with the mix. Well, not with the mix, but with the loop. Now make sure you listen to on some good headphones, some good monitors, so you can hear. You can just hear it's just that much more punchy. Now we're gonna do something just a little bit more extreme. We're gonna use this FG 1116, which I think is a 1176 emulation. That's a pretty good console for kick drums and stuff for that nature and vocals. We're gonna use this one to get a very super squashed, like just overly done compression sound. I'm gonna show you how to get an overly done compression sound, but make it sound really good. So first off, we're going to turn it on and we're going to just balance the compression. Now, thing about this one, it's in reverse. This compressor is in reverse. That means the higher number is a faster, is faster. So this is faster compression, and a lower number is slower compression, slower like attack and release. So just remember that when using this, and this has only input and output, and then like I said, attack and release, and then your mix knob. So we're going to add this, we're going to dial this to compression. We're going to just squash it first. So let's go do that. And we're going to jack up the ratio to just all the way up. That's just all the way. We can do all mode, but we can't, but just 20 to 1 is just squash it. So we're going to do that, and then okay, it's just nice and squashed. I'm going to just add a little bit more compression in there. We're going to just, the input is adding the compression. And now if you got a mixed wet knob, you can just bring that mixed wet dry knob to about 50%. And that's it. You just pretty much squashing the hell out of it. Like you're just jacking up the ratio. You're dialing in a bunch of compression, making the attack fast as possible and the release fast as possible. And then you're just bringing that mix knob down to where it's just, you're blending in some of the dry signal with the heavily compressed signal, and it just gives it more punch without sounding too overpunching. It just makes it more powerful sound if you listen. And it gives it a nice distorted crunch, but it's not distorted where it's bad, but it has a good distortion. This is really good. That's basically, you can do that with mixed bus compression, but you know, it's just a really good, simple technique to get a more powerful punch and crunch and just different sound to your, you know, kick drums. So I hope these little tricks helped you out. And I said 2 simple tricks with compression to get your kick drums sounding nice, crisp, and punchy. You know, I will definitely be doing more videos. Next, I'm gonna be showing you how to do it with EQ. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, thumb it up if you like it. Don't thumb it down. Give me a comment if you want to see more techniques with any other sounds or any other VSTs or anything like that. And I'll be we'll definitely get to that. So y'all already know who it is. It is your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. So please subscribe and stay tuned to this video. And I shall see y'all next time. Have a good one.